Welcome to Historic Coins Vault, where every coin tells a story and every discovery could be worth a fortune. Today, we're diving into the rarest U.S. coins, some so valuable, collectors would pay a small fortune just to hold them. Stay with us, because what you're about to see might surprise even the most seasoned treasure hunters. Top 5. Today we are diving into a famous American coin that many people have seen but very few truly understand. The United States Jefferson Nickel from the year 2000. At first glance it looks like an ordinary 5-cent coin, something you might find in your pocket change or a jar at home. But for collectors, certain versions of this coin can be incredibly special. So if you enjoy rare coins, hidden treasures, and surprising values, stay with me until the end of this video. You might look at your spare change very differently after today. The Jefferson Nickel has been part of American currency since 1938. It was introduced to replace the Buffalo nickel and was designed by the American sculptor Felix Schlag. The coin honors Thomas Jefferson, one of the most important figures in American history and the third President of the United States. On the front of the coin you can see the detailed portrait of Thomas Jefferson. His calm and thoughtful expression reflects his role as a founding father, author of the Declaration of Independence, and a key leader who helped shape the nation. On the reverse side of the nickel is Monticello, Jefferson's historic home located in Virginia. The building is beautifully represented on the coin and has become one of the most recognizable images in American coinage. For decades this design remained mostly unchanged, making the Jefferson Nickel one of the longest-running coin designs in the United States. Now let's talk about the 2000 Jefferson Nickel and why collectors pay attention to it. The year 2000 was an interesting time for American coins. The United States Mint was producing massive numbers of coins for circulation, but even in large production years, small mistakes and rare conditions can create coins that stand out from the rest. Most 2000 Jefferson Nickels are common and worth only their face value. However, the story becomes much more exciting when we talk about coins in exceptional condition and coins with rare minting errors. One of the biggest factors that increases the value of a coin is its condition. Coins that were never used in circulation and still have their original shine are called uncirculated coins. These coins show extremely sharp details, smooth surfaces, and no signs of wear. Finding a nickel from 2000 in perfect condition is not very common because many of them were used heavily in everyday transactions. Collectors carefully examine these coins under magnification. They look for flawless surfaces, strong strikes, and beautiful luster. When a coin survives in nearly perfect condition after many years, it becomes far more desirable, but condition alone is not the only thing that makes a coin valuable. Sometimes the real excitement comes from minting errors. Mint errors occur when something unusual happens during the coin production process. These mistakes create coins that are different from the normal design, and collectors love them because each one tells a unique story from the mint. One of the most famous errors collectors search for is the double die error. This happens when the design is stamped more than once in slightly different positions, causing the letters or numbers to appear doubled. On a Jefferson Nickel, this could appear in the word Liberty, the date, or other parts of the design. Another interesting error is an off-center strike. This occurs when the coin blank is not perfectly aligned during the striking process. The result is a coin where part of the design is missing and the image is shifted to one side. These coins immediately catch the attention of collectors because they look dramatically different from normal coins. There are also die cracks and die breaks. These happen when the metal dies used to strike the coins develop small cracks after repeated use. When this occurs, the coin can show unusual raised lines or marks that were never intended in the design. Sometimes collectors even find coins struck on the wrong metal planchet. When a coin is accidentally struck on a blank meant for another denomination, it creates an extremely rare error that can become highly valuable. Another detail that serious collectors examine is the mint mark. Jefferson Nickels are usually produced at different mint facilities in the United States, including Philadelphia and Denver. Small differences between these mints can create varieties that collectors enjoy studying. Because of these factors, some Jefferson Nickels from the year 2000 become incredibly desirable when they combine rare errors with perfect condition. A coin that has survived untouched, with a strong strike and a unique minting mistake, can turn an ordinary 5-cent coin into something extraordinary. Collectors spend years searching through rolls of nickels, coin jars, and collections hoping to discover one of these hidden treasures. For many coin enthusiasts, the excitement is not just about the value. It is about the thrill of discovery and the connection to history that each coin represents. Imagine finding a simple nickel in your pocket and realizing it might be something special. That moment of discovery is what makes coin collecting such an exciting hobby around the world. Now comes the question everyone has been waiting for. How much could a rare 2000 Jefferson nickel actually be worth? While most examples remain common, a coin in exceptional mint condition combined with a rare minting error has amazed collectors at auctions and private sales. In the most extraordinary case, a perfect example with a remarkable mint error has been valued by collectors at an astonishing amount, $90,000. That is right. A single 5-cent coin potentially worth $90,000. So the next time you see a Jefferson nickel from the year 2000, do not ignore it. Take a closer look. Check the details, examine the date, and look for unusual features. You never know when a small coin could turn out to be a hidden treasure. Top 4. We are going to explore a coin that millions of Americans have used in daily transactions, yet very few people realize its potential value. The United States Jefferson Nickel from the year 2002. At first glance, it appears to be just another ordinary nickel. But for collectors who know what to look for, certain examples of this coin can be extremely rare and surprisingly valuable. So if you are someone who enjoys searching through pocket change, collecting coins, or simply learning about hidden treasures, stay with me throughout this video. You may discover that a small coin sitting in a drawer or coin jar could hold a remarkable secret. The Jefferson nickel has a long and interesting history in American coinage. The design first appeared in 1938 and replaced the famous Buffalo nickel. The coin was created to honor one of the most influential leaders in American history, Thomas Jefferson. On the front of the coin you will see the portrait of Thomas Jefferson. His image represents his important role as a founding father, the author of the Declaration of Independence, and the third President of the United States. His legacy has been preserved on the nickel for generations, making this coin one of the most recognizable pieces of currency in the country. On the reverse side of the coin you will find the image of Monticello, Jefferson's historic home in Virginia. The detailed architecture of this famous building has appeared on the nickel for decades and has become a familiar symbol for collectors and everyday users alike. Now let us focus on the 2002 Jefferson Nickel and what makes this coin particularly interesting for collectors. In the early 2000s, the United States Mint was producing huge numbers of coins to meet the demands of the growing economy. Because so many coins were struck, most examples of the 2002 Jefferson Nickel are quite common. However, within these large productions, small differences, rare conditions, and minting mistakes can create coins that are far more valuable than their face value. One of the most important factors that increases the value of a coin is its condition. Coins that have never been used in circulation and still show their original shine are known as uncirculated coins. These coins often have sharp details, smooth surfaces, and a brilliant luster that collectors find extremely appealing. When a coin from 2002 survives in near-perfect condition after many years, it immediately becomes more attractive to collectors. Experts often examine these coins under magnification to check the sharpness of Jefferson's portrait, the clarity of the lettering, and the fine details of Monticello. Another key factor that can make this coin extremely valuable is the presence of mint errors. Mint errors occur during the production process when something unusual happens while the coin is being struck. These errors are fascinating to collectors because they create coins that are unique and different from the normal design. One of the most famous types of mint errors is the double die error. This happens when the design is accidentally stamped twice at slightly different angles. As a result, the letters or numbers may appear doubled. On a Jefferson nickel, collectors often look closely at the date, the word Liberty, and other inscriptions to see if this doubling is present. Another exciting error is the off-center strike. This occurs when the metal blank is not perfectly aligned during the striking process. The result is a coin where the design appears shifted to one side, leaving part of the blank surface visible. These coins immediately catch the attention of collectors because they look very unusual. There are also die cracks and die breaks. These occur when the metal dies used to stamp the coins begin to crack after being used many times. When this happens, the crack transfers onto the coin as raised lines or unusual shapes. Some collectors specifically search for these features because they add character and rarity to the coin. Sometimes a coin may even be struck on the wrong metal planchet. This rare mistake can happen when a blank meant for another denomination accidentally enters the striking machine. When this occurs, the result can be a very unusual coin that stands out from every other example produced that year. Collectors also pay close attention to coins from different mint facilities. Jefferson Nickels from 2002 were primarily produced in Philadelphia and Denver. Small differences between these mints can create collectible varieties that enthusiasts enjoy discovering. Because of these factors, collectors often search through rolls of nickels, bank coins, and old collections hoping to find that one special example. For many coin enthusiasts, the excitement is not just about the money. It is about the thrill of discovery and the satisfaction of finding a rare piece of history hiding in plain sight. Imagine examining a handful of nickels and suddenly noticing something unusual. Perhaps the lettering looks doubled or the design appears slightly off-center. That moment of realization is what makes coin collecting such an exciting and rewarding hobby. Now let us talk about the question everyone has been waiting for. What could a rare 2002 Jefferson nickel actually be worth? Most of these coins are still worth only their face value. However, when a coin appears in exceptional mint condition and also features a rare minting error, collectors may compete to add it to their collections. In an extraordinary situation, a nearly perfect example with a dramatic mint error has been estimated by collectors to reach an astonishing value $92,000. Yes. An ordinary-looking 5-cent coin potentially worth $92,000. So the next time you see a Jefferson nickel from the year 2002, take a moment to look at it carefully. Check the details, inspect the date, and search for unusual features. You never know when a simple coin might turn out to be a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. Top 3. We are exploring a coin that many Americans have seen countless times, yet very few realize the hidden possibilities it may hold. The United States Jefferson Nickel from the year 2007. At first glance it looks like a normal 5-cent coin that has been circulating for years. But collectors know that certain examples of this coin can be extremely rare and highly valuable. So if you are someone who enjoys coin collecting, treasure hunting, or simply discovering surprising stories about everyday objects, listen very carefully and enjoy this journey. By the end of this video, you may want to start checking every nickel you find. The Jefferson nickel has a long and fascinating history in American currency. This coin design first appeared in 1938 and has remained one of the most recognizable coins in the United States. It was created to honor Thomas Jefferson, one of the most important figures in American history and the third president of the nation. On the front of the coin you will see the detailed portrait of Thomas Jefferson. His image represents his role as a founding father and the author of the Declaration of Independence. For generations, Americans have carried this portrait in their pockets without even thinking about the history it represents. The reverse side of the coin features Monticello, Jefferson's historic home located in Virginia. The building's elegant structure and classical design have been carefully engraved on the nickel, making it one of the most familiar images in American coinage. Now let us turn our attention to the Jefferson nickel from the year 2007 and discover why collectors pay close attention to this particular coin. During that year the United States Mint produced a large number of nickels for everyday circulation. Because of this, most of these coins are very common and can still be found easily in pocket change. However, in the world of coin collecting, rarity does not always depend only on how many coins were produced. Sometimes the true value comes from small details that make a coin unique. One of the most important factors that can increase the value of a coin is its condition. Coins that have never been used in circulation are called uncirculated coins. These coins still have their original shine, crisp details, and smooth surfaces. When collectors find a coin from 2007 that looks almost exactly the way it did the day it left the mint, it immediately becomes far more desirable. Experts often examine these coins under magnification. They study the sharpness of Jefferson's portrait, the clarity of the lettering, and the fine architectural details of Monticello. A coin with strong, flawless features can attract a lot of attention from collectors, but condition alone is not always enough to make a coin extremely valuable. The real excitement often comes from mint errors. Mint errors occur when something unusual happens during the coin production process. These mistakes are rare, and they create coins that are different from the standard design. Because each error coin is unique, collectors are always eager to discover them. One of the most fascinating errors collectors search for is the doubled die. This happens when the design of the coin is struck more than once at slightly different angles. When this occurs, the letters and numbers may appear doubled. On a Jefferson nickel, collectors carefully inspect the date, the word Liberty, and the lettering around Monticello to see if any doubling is visible. Another rare error is the off-center strike. This occurs when the blank coin is not properly aligned during the striking process. The result is a coin where part of the design is shifted to one side, leaving an empty space on the coin. These coins look dramatically different from normal nickels and can immediately catch a collector's eye. There are also die cracks and die breaks. Over time, the metal dies used to stamp coins can develop tiny cracks from repeated use. When this happens, the crack can appear on the coins as unusual raised lines or patterns. Some collectors actually enjoy finding these features because they reveal part of the coin's minting history. Another exciting possibility is a coin struck on the wrong metal planchet. If a blank meant for another coin accidentally enters the striking machine, the result can be an unusual and extremely rare error coin. These kinds of mistakes are among the most valuable discoveries collectors hope to find. Collectors also examine coins from different mint facilities. Jefferson Nickels from 2007 were mainly produced in Philadelphia and Denver. Small variations between these mint locations can create collectible varieties that coin enthusiasts enjoy studying and searching for. Because of these possibilities, many collectors spend hours searching through rolls of nickels from banks or old coin collections. The excitement comes from the chance that one small coin could turn out to be something extraordinary. Imagine opening a roll of coins and suddenly spotting a nickel with unusual details. Perhaps the lettering appears doubled, or the design is slightly off-center. In that moment you realize you may have discovered a rare coin that collectors have been searching for. That sense of discovery is what makes coin collecting such a thrilling hobby. It connects people with history, art, and the fascinating process of minting coins. Now we arrive at the moment everyone has been waiting for. The big question that every collector asks. What could a rare 2007 Jefferson nickel actually be worth? Most examples are still worth only their face value. But when a coin appears in nearly perfect condition and also features a rare mint error, collectors can become extremely interested. In one remarkable situation, a rare example with exceptional quality and a unique minting mistake has been estimated to reach an astonishing value among collectors. $95,000. Yes. A small 5-cent coin with the potential to be worth $95,000. So the next time you see a Jefferson nickel from 2007, do not ignore it. Take a closer look at the details. Examine the date, check the lettering, and search for unusual features. That simple nickel in your hand could turn out to be an incredible hidden treasure. Top 2. We are going to talk about a coin that many people may still find in circulation today. It is the United States Jefferson nickel from the year 2016. At first glance, it may look like a regular 5-cent coin with nothing unusual about it. But in the world of coin collecting, even modern coins can hold surprising secrets. If you love coin collecting, hidden treasures, and discovering the stories behind everyday money, listen very carefully and enjoy this video. By the end, you might be inspired to check every nickel you come across. The Jefferson nickel has a long and proud history in American currency. The coin was first introduced in 1938 to replace the famous Buffalo nickel. It was created to honor one of the most influential leaders in American history, Thomas Jefferson. On the front of the coin you will see the portrait of Thomas Jefferson. His image has appeared on the nickel for decades, representing his role as a founding father, the author of the Declaration of Independence, and the third President of the United States. His influence on American history is enormous, and the coin serves as a small tribute to his legacy. On the reverse side of the coin is the famous Monticello, Jefferson's historic home located in Virginia. The building's elegant design and classical architecture have made it one of the most recognizable images in American coinage. For generations, this design has connected everyday currency with an important piece of American history. Now let us focus on the Jefferson nickel from 2016 and why collectors pay attention to this modern coin. Because the coin was produced recently, millions of them were minted and placed into circulation. Most of these nickels are still worth only 5 cents. However, coin collectors know that even modern coins can become valuable when certain factors come into play. One of the most important factors that can increase a coin's value is its condition. Coins that have never been used in circulation are known as uncirculated coins. These coins still have their original mint shine, sharp details, and smooth surfaces. When collectors discover a Jefferson nickel from 2016 that has been perfectly preserved, it immediately becomes more interesting. Experts examine these coins closely using magnification. They look at Jefferson's portrait, the lettering around the coin, and the fine details of Monticello to determine how well the coin was struck and preserved. A coin that appears flawless, with bright luster and no signs of wear, can be far more desirable than an ordinary circulated example. Another factor that can make a coin extremely valuable is the presence of mint errors. Mint errors occur during the coin production process when something unusual happens while the coin is being struck. These mistakes are rare, and they create coins that are different from the standard design. Because each error coin is unique, collectors are always searching for them. One of the most well-known mint errors is the double die. This happens when the coin's design is accidentally impressed more than once at slightly different angles. When this occurs, the letters or numbers can appear doubled. Collectors often inspect the date, the word Liberty, and the inscriptions around Monticello to see if any doubling is present. Another fascinating error is the off-center strike. This occurs when the metal blank is not perfectly aligned during the minting process. The result is a coin where the design is shifted to one side, leaving part of the blank surface visible. These coins look dramatically different from normal nickels and can immediately attract attention. Collectors also search for die cracks and die breaks. These happen when the metal dies used to strike coins begin to develop small cracks after long periods of use. When the die cracks, the defect appears on the coin as raised lines or unusual shapes. Some collectors enjoy finding these because they reveal a piece of the coin's manufacturing history. There are also cases where a coin may be struck on the wrong metal planchet. This happens when a blank intended for another denomination accidentally enters the machine used to strike nickels. These rare mistakes can create coins that are extremely unusual and highly valuable. Collectors also examine the mint marks on coins. Jefferson Nickels from 2016 were primarily produced in Philadelphia and Denver. Differences between these mints can sometimes create varieties that collectors enjoy studying and adding to their collections. Because of all these possibilities, many coin enthusiasts spend hours searching through rolls of nickels from banks or sorting through old coin jars. The excitement comes from the chance that one small coin might turn out to be a rare and valuable discovery. Imagine finding a simple nickel and noticing something unusual about it. Perhaps the lettering looks slightly doubled or the design is not perfectly centered. In that moment you might realize that the coin in your hand is not just spare change but a rare collectible. This sense of discovery is one of the reasons coin collecting has fascinated people for generations. It combines history, art, and the thrill of searching for something extraordinary hidden among ordinary coins. Now comes the moment everyone has been waiting for. The question that makes collectors curious and excited. What could a rare 2016 Jefferson nickel actually be worth? While most examples remain common and worth only their face value, a coin in nearly perfect condition combined with a rare and dramatic mint error can attract serious attention from collectors. In one remarkable case, an exceptional example with outstanding quality and a rare minting error has been estimated by collectors to reach an astonishing value. $97,000. Yes, a small 5-cent coin with the potential to be worth $97,000. So the next time you come across a Jefferson nickel from 2016, do not ignore it. Take a moment to examine the details closely. Check the date, look at the lettering, and watch for unusual features. That small coin might be more valuable than you ever imagined. Top 1. We are going to talk about a modern coin that many people may still have in their pockets or coin jars. It is the United States Jefferson Nickel from the year 2017. At first glance, it looks like a simple 5-cent coin that millions of people use every day. But for coin collectors and enthusiasts, certain examples of this coin can hold surprising value. If you love the thrill of discovering hidden treasures and rare coins, listen carefully and enjoy this journey. By the end of this video, you might start examining every nickel you come across. The Jefferson nickel has been a part of American currency for many decades. The coin was first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. The design was created to honor Thomas Jefferson, one of the most important figures in the history of the United States. On the front of the coin you can see the portrait of Thomas Jefferson. His image represents his legacy as a founding father, the author of the Declaration of Independence, and the third President of the United States. For generations, this portrait has been a familiar sight in American currency. On the reverse side of the coin appears Monticello, Jefferson's historic home in Virginia. The building is known for its elegant architecture and historical importance. The detailed engraving of Monticello has been featured on the Jefferson Nickel for many years and has become one of the most recognizable designs in American coins. Now let us focus on the Jefferson Nickel from the year 2017 and discover why collectors are interested in this modern coin, because it is a relatively recent coin. Millions of these nickels were produced by the United States Mint and released into circulation. Most of them are still worth only their face value. However, coin collectors know that sometimes even modern coins can become valuable when certain rare factors appear. One of the most important things collectors look for is the condition of the coin. Coins that have never been used in everyday transactions are known as uncirculated coins. These coins still have their original shine, sharp edges, and detailed surfaces exactly as they were when they left the mint. When a Jefferson nickel from 2017 survives in nearly perfect condition, collectors become very interested. Experts often inspect these coins carefully under magnification. They examine Jefferson's portrait, the smoothness of the coin's surface, and the clarity of the inscriptions. A coin with brilliant luster and flawless details can be far more desirable than one that has been heavily circulated. Another factor that can turn an ordinary nickel into something extraordinary is the presence of mint errors. Mint errors happen during the coin production process when something unexpected occurs while the coin is being struck. These mistakes create coins that are different from the standard design, and collectors love them because they are rare and unique. One well-known mint error is the doubled die. This occurs when the coin design is accidentally impressed more than once in slightly different positions. When this happens, the letters or numbers on the coin can appear doubled. Collectors often look closely at the date, the word Liberty, and other parts of the design to detect this effect. Another interesting error is the off-center strike. This occurs when the blank coin is not properly positioned when the coin is struck. As a result, the design appears shifted to one side, leaving part of the blank surface visible. Coins with this type of error are very eye-catching and often become valuable collectibles. There are also die cracks and die breaks that can appear on coins. These happen when the metal dies used to strike coins develop small cracks after being used many times. When a cracked die strikes a coin, the crack appears as raised lines or unusual patterns on the coin's surface. Some collectors actively search for these features because they tell a story about the coin's production. Another rare possibility is a coin struck on the wrong metal planchet. This mistake happens when a blank intended for another type of coin accidentally enters the machine used to strike nickels. The result is a very unusual coin that immediately stands out from the rest. Collectors also pay attention to mint marks. Jefferson Nickels from 2017 were produced mainly at the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Small differences between these mint facilities can sometimes create collectible varieties that attract attention in the coin collecting community. Because of these possibilities, many collectors spend hours searching through rolls of nickels from banks or examining coins from old collections. The excitement comes from the possibility that one small coin might turn out to be extremely rare. Imagine picking up a simple nickel and noticing something unusual. Perhaps the lettering looks slightly doubled or the design appears off-center. In that moment you might realize that the coin in your hand is not just ordinary change but a rare collector's item. This sense of discovery is what makes coin collecting such an exciting hobby. It combines history, art, and the thrill of finding something valuable hidden among everyday coins. Now we come to the question everyone is waiting for. How much could a rare 2017 Jefferson nickel actually be worth? Most examples are still worth only 5 cents. But when a coin appears in nearly perfect condition and also features a rare and dramatic minting error, collectors can become extremely interested. In one extraordinary case, a rare example with exceptional quality and a unique minting mistake has been estimated by collectors to reach an incredible value. $99,000. Yes. A simple 5-cent coin that could potentially be worth $99,000. So the next time you see a Jefferson nickel from 2017, take a moment to look at it carefully. Examine the date, study the details, and watch for unusual features. That small coin might be hiding an amazing secret. That if you enjoyed this video and love learning about rare coins and valuable discoveries, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more fascinating coin stories. And remember, sometimes the most valuable treasures are the ones hiding quietly in your pocket. Happy coin collecting!